In this video, we are going to consider conservative nature of electrostatic field, relation between electric field and potential, Poisson's equation, Laplace equation, uniqueness theorems. This title I have given to this video is electric potential. In this chapter, we prove conservative nature of electrostatic field. That is, electrostatic field is conservative, by showing curl of the electrostatic field is zero. There are many methods to show that something is conservative, but in that we are going to use this property, curl of the electrostatic field is zero. This property allows us to define a scalar field version of the electrostatic field. Now we are using electric field vector. Instead of this vector, can we use only one single scalar to describe the field? Answer is yes. This description reduces the computational difficulties because E involves its vector three components, whereas electric potential is a scalar, only one number at any point, every point is enough. Later, we obtain the relation between E field and electric potential. Then, after establishing this property, we are going to obtain the relation between the charge density and electric potential, very important. In that we will consider Laplace equation, Poisson equation and uniqueness theorems. We consider a single point charge at the origin. The electrostatic field at a distance r is given by Coulomb's law. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square into r cap. Now we will calculate the line integral of this field from some point m to other point n, and that line integral is written like this. This dl in spherical polar coordinates will become dl, that is the tangential line element vector, is given by the change in the radius when you move from one point to other neighboring point into r cap plus r d theta, change in polar angle theta is also involved here, theta into theta cap plus r sin theta d pi into pi cap, that is the change in azimuthal angle also involved. This expression you have to remember, because calculating curl in or line integral in polar coordinates is easy in this case. Therefore, we are using spherical polar coordinates or spherical coordinates. E dot dl is equal to this expression here, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into r square dr, because only contribution comes from components along the r cap directions. Therefore, integral from m to n E dot dl is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integral from m to n q by r square dr, and this is the integral we can do, and we will get minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r from Ra to Rb, and after substituting, final integral value will be this one. Here Ra is the distance from the origin to the point m and Rb is the distance to point n. The integral and this value of the integral doesn't depend on the path, only radial distance of those points, end points only. Therefore, this integral is path independent. Hence, the integral around a closed path is 0, because Ra and Rb for a closed path will be same. Therefore, closed line integral E dot dl is equal to 0. Now we will use Stokes theorem. By Stokes theorem, along any closed path, and this will become surface integral curl of the T dotted with ds vector is 0. This can be converted into a surface integral using Stokes theorem, and Stokes theorem reads like this. Therefore, this curl of for any surface this happens, therefore curl E is equal to 0. Now we have proved for only single charge. To prove that it holds good for any electrostatic field, we will use superposition theorem. If many charges are there, then the field can be written as sum of the contributions due to individual charge. Therefore, if you take curl E, curl is a linear operation, therefore I can do that for individual components here, then take the sum. Therefore, since for each single charge curl E is 0, total is also 0. Therefore, for any static charge distribution, we have curl E is 0. Now, this is telling that we can introduce some scalar function or field, scalar field, say V, scalar field V, which is a function of position coordinates only, and for that potential, if we take gradient, then we will get electric field. Since curl E is 0, I can introduce some scalar potential. By introducing this one, this is just one number at any point, and this has three numbers for its specification, three components. This is only one component is enough. Therefore, we can discuss electric field. Instead of vectors, we can use scalars also. But this can happen only at static case, not in general case. Now we will obtain the relation between the electric field and electric potential. Electric potential can be defined using work done concept also. Therefore, we will derive the relation now between field and potential. We can calculate the electric field E if potential function V is known throughout a certain region of space. Let us consider two neighboring points A, X, Y, Z and B, X plus ds like this, distance dl apart in the figure. Let the value of the potential at A and B is V and V plus dV respectively. Let dV be the change in potential when I go from A to B. In this direction if we go, then what is the change? That is given by like this. Total change is expressed in terms of partial derivatives, and as you know, this can be written like this. And what is this one? That is gradient of voltage function or scalar potential, and work done by the external agent in moving a test charge Q from A to B along dl is dW is equal to force into displacement, that is minus QE dot dl, or dW by Q is equal to E dot dl. By definition of the dW by Q as the potential, I have this relation. Now from 1 I know that potential, change in potential dV is equal to grad V dot dl, and from this equation dV is equal to minus E dot dl. Therefore, electric field at any point is negative of the gradient of potential at that point. You remember this one. The minus sign indicates that E points in the direction of the decreasing V. Therefore, we can write electric field, the electric field E vector as minus gradient of V. This I am using now definition of the potential using work done. Earlier I just introduced based on curl E is equal to 0. Now I am defining it through the work done concept. Therefore, they are little bit different, and now we will have differential form for the change in potential. Poisson equation. This is called Poisson equation. Differential form of the Gauss law states that divergence of the electric field at any point is 1 by epsilon naught times charge density at that point. So I can write directly divergence of E is equal to rho by epsilon naught. Now we will substitute that E is minus grad V. Therefore, substituting here, I will have first divergence of gradient of V is equal to rho by epsilon naught, minus sign is taken out, then divergence of gradient is equal to rho by epsilon naught, or minus sign if you bring on the other side, it reads divergence of gradient is nothing but Laplacian operating on voltage or potential is equal to minus rho by epsilon naught. This is called Poisson's equation. But most useful equation is the other one. Whenever region is free of charges, that means no charges are present, then we will have rho as 0, and our Poisson equation reads del square V is equal to 0. This is the important equation. It is called Laplace equation. It has many beautiful properties that we are not going to state right now. We will do that for later classes. Now we will mention two uniqueness theorems. Whenever we have Laplace equation in some volume V, uniquely determined if potential V is specified on the boundary of surface S. Let me say this is the surface. I am giving what is the potential on this surface only, and I know that I have Laplace equation satisfied within the region, and therefore if I have two solutions, they should match not only at boundary, even inside also. Therefore it cannot have more than one solution when we specify voltage, and Laplace equation is satisfied in the region. Second uniqueness theorem is also there. This you recite or remember. This is little bit complicated compared to the earlier one. This also tells that solutions are unique when we specify the charge density rho, then electric field is uniquely defined. If there are many conductors and it's surrounded by it surrounds some volume like this, then if we mention the specific charge density at on every conductor, then field here is unique. Electric field defined in this region is unique.